Hi guys, such a movie here again. Now in today's video, we are going to spend some time talking about some basic and as well as important secrets you need to know as far as land survey is concerned in Nigeria. Number one, what is a survey? A survey actually is a science of obtaining by way of measurement the portions and locations of the earth. We are measuring distances and angles and using it to represent portions or piece of the earth. That is to say, anywhere you are on the earth and even beyond, your location can be determined just by measuring distances and angles relative to an imaginary true north. You understand? So regardless of where you are on the surface of the earth, you can be tracked down. Now, coming down to our context, land survey. Now, in land survey, surveyors go to the field to use this particular principle to determine the size, portion, and location of piece of land. You understand the point? That Now going forward, we have two types of survey plans in Nigeria. So a survey can be provisional survey, and it can also be a registered survey. Now the difference is just by way of their name. You understand? The difference between a provisional survey and a registered survey is that one is registered and the other one is not. I will tell you what a provisional survey is basically. A provisional survey is any survey carried out by anybody or most likely anybody practicing survey to determine the size and portion of a land, and also surrounding features. Most times, these provisional surveys are being demanded and required by our sister professionals, architects, regional planners, urban and regional planners, to model, the earth for a proposed building, design or whatever. You understand? But that is where provisional survey, stops. Now, it is a provisional survey is different from registered survey because a registered survey is that same kind of survey that goes beyond just for provisional use. This type of survey is lodged at the ministry, of lands of that particular state, and beyond just lodging, this particular type of survey, you get a certificate of deposit that this survey has been, recorded, has been lodged at the ministry, and then now has a record copy. So anytime, any day, that survey can actually be searched and fetched at the Ministry of Land. That is to say, the ministry has a record of this survey, and also it is only a registered survey that you can use to perfect your title registration. You understand? Your deeds registration at the Ministry of Land. Understand the point? So regardless of who does your provisional survey, a registered survey can still do a provisional survey. That does not mean that that survey is still registered. You understand the point? So fine. Now going forward, I want to talk more again about how we can actually recognize authentic survey plan. There are a number of things you need to look out for, in a survey plan. Number one, the title of the owner of the land. It is very, very important. Ensure that the name that will be inscribed, as a title of the survey plan matches exactly with what you have on your deed of assignment or a power of attorney. That is one. The location of that particular land. I'm talking about the address now, especially the local government. Not that you will buy a land, that is located in local government A, and then in the documents, your survey plan, you are writing local government B. That renders that particular plan, survey plan, null and void. You understand the point? Another thing you also need to verify is going downwards. You now get to see the beacon numbers, registered beacon numbers, which you can use to trace if that particular surveyor is authentic, or if that particular beacon numbers, have been assigned to another surveyor or have been used elsewhere. You understand? So you can track that your survey any day, anytime at the ministry with the beacon numbers. You understand? So beacon numbers should be there. You can also check out for a provisional road. You understand? Access, a provisional access or existing access, because every land in Nigeria should have an access. To look out for that. Going forward, you also need to look out for the survey plan number. It is very, very important. That is the plan number you also use to track that particular plan, if it was actually being lodged at the ministry or not. You look at it downwards or somewhere at the extreme top. It's usually kept in a kind of box. You understand? So look out for that particular number, a survey plan number. You also look out for if that plan has a seal, Has it been signed by the registered surveyor? Is that plan, does it have a seal, a second number, Surveyor Council of Nigeria seal? You understand? That's also one way to determine, if that particular plan was prepared by a quack surveyor or a registered surveyor, because every registered surveyor in Nigeria has that seal, the second, seal, that is to say, Surveyors Council of Nigeria seal inscribed on it. The date which that survey was carried out, very, very important, needs to be, noted. Don't go and collect a plan number that has been backdated. It does not work anywhere. Ensure that these details are consistent. You also look out for the name and address of the surveyor that carried out that particular survey. It is very, very important. Another thing, maybe finally, in this note is you on some survey plans, you get to see maybe an approval stamp stating that this particular land is actually free of government acquisition or something like that. Now, this particular stamp comes when you apply. It's actually a different process, but here you get to apply to verify if that particular land, maybe you're interested in it, or you just want to satisfy your curiosity or your doubts to satisfy that this particular land is free from government acquisition. Now you tender that particular plan. It is actually done in the process called charting or search. You want to search, you want to chart that particular land where it is on the portion of the earth, portion of the earth within that state, to say that, okay, this land, does it fall within the government acquired area or is it free? You understand? Now, if it falls outside the government acquired area, it is now stamped approved. You understand that this land is actually free of government acquisition. You understand that point? Now, fine. Now, going forward, we're going to be talking about some necessary important things. Just as I've mentioned, searching of land. You see, the need for this thing can never be overemphasized. You understand? I have actually an experience recently where a friend of mine, contacted me to help him, buy a portion of land somewhere. And I reached out to one of my scouts, and he told me about a land somewhere I've actually worked, the area I've actually worked, and I know that particular area. There has been a tussle between the community, the host community, a school, the federal government school, and the state government. They are all at loggerheads, about land. Now, let me tell you the gist, just at the basic level. The federal government, the state government are actually giving out this particular land to the federal government for the purpose of education a long time ago, and they gave out a large portion of land. Now, in this process, the host community has applied from long time ago for a process for an accession. You understand? Accession is actually a process whereby the host community, apply to the government for the government to give them back some portion of the land they've acquired. You understand? For purpose of expansion, agriculture, and purposes that suit the needs of the community. And over time, government has been giving them back some chunk, from this large portion of land they've acquired over time. Now the issue now is some fraudulent people have gone ahead. You understand? Real estate, companies, maybe they are doing it intentionally or not intentionally. They collide with community heads, fraudulent people as well, to go and sell land that is still in a decision in process. The decision process has not been gazetted. It has not been lodged, in the government document called the Gazette. A Gazette is actually a land document that keeps a record of every the state government's, land activities. You understand? When they say the government has acquired this particular place from this portion of land from so place, it's recorded in the Gazette. When a community applies for a decision and the decision process is successful and completed, it is still updated on the state government's Gazette record and brought out as a volume. You understand? So it is verifiable. You can actually go and verify the latest Gazette of a particular state. You understand? So these fraudulent people will now come around and then be selling portions of the land that still belongs to the government that has not completely been excised. You understand? So this, my friend, I told you about. You understand? The land was actually very nice, good, but then the portion he showed me now happened to fall, within this one of these areas that is a decision in process. Now you tell me, would you want me to, go ahead to buy a kind of land like that, where the title is still a decision in process? So regardless, no matter how cheap that land is, no matter how cheap that area is, don't fall for that temptation. Never fall for that temptation, because the government can actually come and impound come for that particular land and property any day, anytime. You have no right. All right, something just came to mind now. Now, there are some cases whereby a government acquired land can actually be retained by an individual person. That only comes in on rare, very rare cases whereby you say a portion was actually designated for, say, for instance, agricultural purpose by the government, and it's actually updated on the Gazette. And over time, due to urbanization, expansion of a village into an urban community, and all those things, individuals, now occupy that particular place, and they developed it, beyond what the government just wants. Maybe the government just wants to pity those people and just leave them like that. Now, the government will now come into place and tell them, okay, fine, you are going to pay us so amount of money. And most of the time, the money is unreasonably huge. You understand? To the people who, eventually, unfortunate people that now, occupy the particular area, that you must pay so amount of money, else we are going to demolish your property or grab the land for whatever reason you've put that land to. And then you will now be held on the neck, not knowing what to do again. Except you have a kind of money, you now go ahead and pay that fee. That is actually called a rectification fee. You understand? A rectification fee is what is paid when an individual person wants to compensate for encroaching into a land or property belonging to the government. A rectification fee. You understand? So to avoid stories that touch, conduct your search. It is very, very important you do that. And this is actually a surveying process. Now, lastly, I want to bring to our notice something that is very, very important, and most times we overlook it. It is called area check. Area check. It is actually done by surveyors. Now, understand me. Before you carry out before you buy land, or you want to buy or you want to sell, it is very, very important and necessary you carry your land surveyor, along. Because most of the times I've experienced that people go ahead and buy land that is short of the size that you are told that particular land is. For instance, you want to buy a portion of land and they tell you that this land is 1,000 square meters. At the end of the day, it is less than that. And then you pay for the value of 1,000 square meters. Meanwhile, you are getting short of the actual area of that particular land. In other cases, some persons have been scammed. Some land sellers have been, especially those in the village, they sell more in value than what they receive as a price of that particular land. So it's quite important you quantify every portion of the earth you want to sell. You understand? So carry a surveyor along. The buyer should have his own surveyor. The seller should have his own surveyor. So that what the surveyor of the buyer denotes as the area is also the same thing with what the buyer's surveyor says it is. So that the buyer and the seller will be on the same page, knowing the value of what they are transacting on. So the surveyor carries out an area check. It is a survey done to determine the size, the area of a land they want to sell. You understand the point? So it's very, very important. With this viewpoint of mine, I hope I've been able to enlighten you more on what you need to know about land survey in Nigeria. Some of the little secrets you need to know about the land survey in Nigeria. If you have any other further questions, maybe some things I did not cover in this particular video because this video has been lengthy, do well to reach out to me. My number will be on the screen, or you send me a DM, write a comment. I'm just going to follow up, and I'll be glad doing it. You get the point. So thank you, and see you next time. Bye.